Maybe you can understand English, but your English fluency is stuck because ChatGPT is making you stupider. And that's because you're using it wrong. Stop using ChatGPT. You need real human connection, real conversations with real people. Yo, I've got no one to talk to. All right, don't panic. Look, AI is not only a good alternative to conversations with real people, but I strongly believe that those who can use AI effectively will have the best results for their English speaking fluency in 2026. So that when you do meet a native speaker, you can speak with confidence. But there are a few problems with AI that we need to avoid. And I'm going to reveal the secret to getting the most out of AI for English fluency. So what's the problem with AI and why has it got your English stuck? Well, first, it's too nice. I asked it to give me some feedback and it said I was great. It gave me reassurance and told me I was doing a good job. See, you've done exceptionally well. Now that felt nice. But it's not what I need. I need AI to find all of my mistakes and weaknesses and tell me exactly where I need to improve. It's too basic. I told ChatGPT that I could understand English, but I can't speak. Here's the intelligent solution. Try this. 1. Say one short sentence about your day. For example, I woke up late or I had a busy day at work. This is far too basic. For fluency, you need to be able to talk to anyone about anything. And tell me about your day or what's the weather like isn't going deep enough. We need to be talking about hopes, dreams, politics, philosophy, whatever you're into, but on a bit of a deeper level. The third problem, it's too agreeable. It's just going to agree with all of your opinions. If you want to be prepared for real conversation with real people, you need to be prepared for anything. You need somebody or something that's going to challenge your opinions. And it's too stupid. It only knows about the problems you tell it. If you say, help me with my English, it doesn't know if you're stuck with reading, grammar, writing, when really you can understand English, but you can't get the ideas out of your head into words. So you've got to be more specific. And now the dog started. All right. And so you've got to be more specific when you ask for help. But don't take my word for it. Let me prove it to you. I asked ChatGPT if it agreed. It's a bit impersonal, isn't it? I asked ChatGPT if she agreed with me about these problems. And she said, I've done exceptionally well. See, I told you she was nice. She said, you nailed the real issues learners have. AI is too nice. AI is too simple. AI agrees with everything. AI only solves the problems you describe. But she didn't like being called stupid. Nah. She said, you slightly misrepresent AI intelligence. You say it's too stupid. This is half true, but potentially misleading. AI isn't stupid. It's obedient to vague instructions, optimized for safety and politeness, and limited by what the learner reveals. So to fix this, shift from stupid to blind, because that's accurate. AI is blind until you give it context. So whatever, stupid, blind, doesn't matter. That's why your English is stuck. But what if I were to tell you that she's also the most intelligent, experienced, and thoughtful teacher and coach on the planet? The trick is to understand that the default setting is nice GPT mode. If you want it to help you, then you need to put it into serious GPT mode. Now, all of the prompts that we're going to talk about and more are included in the free PDF. There's a link in the comments. Just click the link, put in your email, and I'll send it straight to you for free. So now we know that AI can't guess our weaknesses. We have to tell her. And you do that through the prompt. And that's the secret to getting the most out of it. The prompt is the command we give to AI. You give a basic prompt, you get a basic response. And we want corrections, not compliments. So we need to give better prompts. Let me give you an example of a better prompt. You are my English speaking fluency coach. You are a specialist in encouraging students to speak at length about a diverse range of complex and interesting topics. You give precise, honest, and harsh criticism to help your students identify areas of weakness. Today, I want you to help me with, see how we haven't even asked what we want to do yet. That's like an introduction, but it puts the AI into serious mode. And I guarantee that if you start with something like this prompt, the results you get are just going to be miles better. You can just copy and paste it in from the PDF in the description, and you can follow this prompt with whatever you want to work on the day. So to generate speaking topics, to have a conversation with you, or to read a transcript of your speaking, and to not just correct your mistakes, but maybe advise on how you could have said it more naturally, or how a native speaker might have said it. And just for you, I actually had a little conversation with ChatGPT earlier using this prompt. Here's how it turned out. Okay, now let's give the AI a go and see how we get on. Let's start with something really basic, like I want to practice English speaking, and see what we get. Great, we can practice in whatever style you prefer. Here's a few options: casual conversation, interview practice, topic discussion. Let's go for topic discussion. I'm going to put it into voice mode. Let's have a topic discussion, please.
Glad to help you practice English. Let me know what you'd like to do.
I want to do the topic discussion, please.
Perfect, let's do that. Is there any specific topic you're interested in discussing, like travel, food, technology, or something else? Let me know and we'll dive right in.
How about technology?
Sounds great. Technology is always a fun topic. We can chat about recent innovations, your favorite gadgets, how technology impacts our daily lives, or anything else you have in mind. Just let me know where you'd like to start.
Yeah, how technology affects our daily lives, please.
Absolutely. It's really fascinating how technology touches almost every aspect of our lives, from how we communicate and work to how we shop and even how we relax.
I'm excited by smartphones.
Awesome. Smartphones are definitely a huge part of our daily routines. We can chat about how they've evolved over the years, the apps we rely on, or even how they impact our social lives and productivity. What specific aspect of smartphones interests you the most?
I think how they impact our social lives and productivity.
Absolutely. That's such a rich area to explore. Smartphones have definitely transformed how we connect with others.
Okay, I'm going to stop her there. I don't know about you, but to me that felt like a really one-sided conversation. I wasn't really participating much. She was just giving me options and giving me her opinions.
I totally get that, and
Hang
I
on.
appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, it's a one-sided conversation. She's just asking me what I want to talk about, and when I'm giving one word or short answers, she isn't really trying to get anything more out of me. So I wasn't really enjoying that conversation. I think it wasn't really going anywhere. It's going round in circles. Now let's try a conversation using the prompt that I mentioned earlier and just see what happens, see if there's any differences. I'm going to start a new chat. I want to practice conversation. See what she says. Okay, so she's not going to sugarcoat the errors. That's what we want. I'm going to put her into voice mode.
Hey there, ready to dive in? Let's get started.
Yeah, let's go with option one, the short opinion based 2 to 3 sentences.
Thanks. Go ahead and share your opinion on whether universities should require students to study a second language. Feel free to elaborate a bit and share your reasoning, and then I'll give you detailed feedback.
I don't think students should have to study a second language at university. For me, university is in-depth study in a specific field. So if I'm studying brain surgery, I don't see the relevance to learning Chinese. I don't need my brain surgeon to have studied a second language. I prefer that they dedicate their time and studies to specialising in a specific area of study.
Great job. You've got some solid reasoning there. Let me break down the feedback. One, grammar and vocabulary. Instead of, I don't think students should have to study a second language, you could say, I don't believe students should be required to study a second language. This adds a bit more formality and clarity. The phrase in-depth study in a specific field is great, but you can also say university should focus on in-depth specialization. In sentence structure, the sentence, I don't see the relevance of learning Chinese is clear, but you might say, I don't see the relevance of learning a second language like Chinese to be more specific.
I'm going to give you some more thoughts about this question because I think it is important. Other fields, I use brain surgery as an example, other fields may benefit from incorporating a more broad-based education in fields such as the arts, social sciences, language learning, because this type of subject gives a more well-rounded output, individual, giving, thinking, happening.
This is great elaboration. Let me give you some feedback on this extended response. First, grammar and clarity. Instead of other fields, I use brain surgery as an example. You can say, while I use brain surgery as an example, other fields, the phrase may benefit from incorporating a more broad-based education is good, but you can say may benefit from a broader-based education to keep it more fluid. Instead of this type of subject can give, it should be this type of subject can give, so just remove the extra S. Sentence structure, the phrase well-bounded output individual can be streamlined to well-bounded individual, so you could say a more well-rounded individual. The phrase giving thinking happening is a bit unclear. You might want to say fostering critical thinking or promoting deeper thinking. Logical coherence.
Okay, now I think we've cracked it. This is the prompt that we're going to use. She's given me exactly the right type of feedback that I want, not just the coherence of my argument, but also picking up on those little grammatical errors that I wanted to be picking me up on that she wasn't doing at first. So this is the prompt that I'm going to include in the prompt pack. Now, she was getting a little bit confused at times because there's a guy with a strimmer there making a load of noise, and I think that cockerel, the microphone was picking him up, and she thought I was responding. So she got a little bit confused at times, try and get a quieter environment to use it, but we're on to a winner. This is how you practice your English conversation with AI. Back to the roof. So I think you'll agree, AI is like a different person when you give quality prompts, and I actually quite enjoyed my artificial interaction. But as I've been learning more about AI, I've discovered that there's something else going on. There's a hidden problem with AI that'll keep you at the same level of English forever. And you know when YouTubers say, I'm shocked, and they do the shocked face to make you click? Well, I was genuinely shocked. Click here to find out. That is a severe motor noise. Do you agree, Mr. Rooster?